All right, welcome back to Kwesi Media. This is the Ghana's show. Manchester United fans, thank you so much for really liking the page. And we did a story about Jadon Sancho's, being in UK. You can check it out if you're Manchester United fans, or if you are a football fan and you would want to check it out. Please do go and check it out. It is a very, very interesting piece of story. Right now, Willian writes very emotional letter to Chelsea fans, and he really confirms that he's leaving Chelsea for us. Now we are going to go through later, little by little, so please stick with me. I'm going to go through this later. Fabrizio Romano has tweeted about it, and he says, confirmed last details and paperwork time between Willian and Arsenal. He is going to join the Gunners next week. #AFC, #Arsenal, #transfers. That is what Fabrizio Romano writes, and of course he pins a letter of Willian, and I want us to go through it. So it is written in English and both and in Brazil, I think, but I'm going to read the English version because I do not understand Brazilian language. So anyone who understands Brazilian, you can hit in the comment box, then you can actually read it for us. I'll share a copy with you, or you can go on Twitter and find Fabrizio Romano's tweet, or go on to Willian's Twitter handle, and then you'll be able to see it. But for me, I got it on Fabrizio Romano. Okay, he says an open letter to the fans of Chelsea Football Club. That is what he writes as the headline, and he says, they were 7 wonderful years. In August 2013, when I received the offer from Chelsea, I was convinced that this was where I had to play. Today, I am certain that it was the best of decisions. There were so many happy times, some sad. There were trophies, and it was always very intense. Yet beyond the trophies, I learned a lot about myself. I developed a great deal, becoming a better player and a better person. That is, he's writing to the Chelsea fans. When with each training session, with each game, with every minute spent in the dressing room, I was always learning. I am really grateful to the Chelsea fans for the affectionate way they welcomed me at the Stamford Bridge and their support throughout my time at the club. There was also criticism, which is normal. What is important, though, is that both the affection and criticism drove me to always give my all in every training session, every game, and to be constantly improving until my last minutes in a Chelsea shirt. Finally, he says the time has now come to move on. I am certainly going to miss my teammates. I will miss all the staff at the club who have always treated me like a son, and I will miss the fans. I will leave with my head held high, safe in the knowledge that I won things here and always did my best in a Chelsea shirt. My heartfelt thanks go out to all of you, and God bless you. Signed by Willian, posted by Fabrizio Romano. Of course, Sky Sports have also written something about it, and they said Willian confirms Chelsea exit as he nears Arsenal move. They write and say Arsenal are close to completing the signature of midfielder Willian on a 3-year deal, beating off competition from Barcelona, Inter Milan, and Miami. Willian has confirmed he's leaving the Chelsea, with Arsenal close to completing his signature on a 3-year deal. The 32-year-old leaves Stamford Bridge at the end of his contract after a 7-year spell with Chelsea, only willing to offer him a 2-year contract rather than the player's desired 3 years. He wrote an open letter. That is the letter we have been looking at earlier before, confirming his exit following Chelsea's defeat to Bayern in the last 16 of the Champions League. Of course, this is what they are trying to replicate. The later quote. Some words. Then they saying they were, quite, a wonderful 7 years. So it is confirmed by the player that he's going to be leaving Chelsea. He writes that big letter, very emotional. I read it, and I was like, if I was a Chelsea, fan, I would cry. But I'm used to players leaving my club. players have always left Arsenal, and we didn't feel emotional because they went in a bad way. I think Van Persie left in a bad way, Sanchez left in a bad way, Song Belong left in a bad way, Cesc Fabregas left in a bad way. So we have not really had players that have left Arsenal in a very good way, apart from players like Santi Cazorla and the others. But very, very few players have left Arsenal in a good way, and I think it's gonna be a very big and mega signing for Arsenal. Arsenal fans must be the happiest fans around town, around the football fraternity. They must be the happiest fans around. You get a player like Willian, very talented, high talent, on a free deal. You're just going to pay him 100k, 111k a week, and 110 k a week, and then 3 years. I think this is really big news for Arsenal. So the player has really confirmed he's not going to be staying with Chelsea. He's going to be moving away. He wanted 3 years, but Chelsea were only willing to give him 3 years. But I know the reason. Chelsea were very, very clear that for them they wanted to give time to Pulisic, Mason Mount, Kai Havertz, Timo Werner, Tammy Abraham, and the rest of the other players. So it is understandable from the from the point of view of Chelsea. Still, it is understandable from the point of view of Willian. Why he's not really grateful for the club. They didn't value his time, and he says, whenever I was in the Chelsea shirt, I worked hard. I wanted to be, the best player at Chelsea. I wanted to bring the best in Chelsea. When I was in a Chelsea shirt, I did my best. Whenever I was in a training session, I was learning and added, the best of me, to Chelsea. That is, what he says. Very emotional, later. I don't know. You guys should go into that comment box and tell me what you think. In the next show, I'll be reading your comments. I promise. I rarely read comments, but I'm going to start doing this on a daily basis. Read your comments before I begin another show. So comment, and then in the next show we shall be going with your comments. What do you think about this? Willian joining Arsenal? Is it is it a bad deal? Is it a good deal? Where will he play when he joins Arsenal next week? Fabrizio Romano says paperwork is done and everything is done. Where is he going to play? At Arsenal? Because Mikel Arteta uses 3 front runners. If you have Pepe, Aubameyang, and Lacazette, all of those are very quality players. Lacazette has been working very well, playing on the left. Pepe is 72 million. You cannot bench him. He's gonna play on the right. It is no doubt he's gonna be playing on the right. So Willian is going to be a bench player. Do you think, guys? I don't know, but for me, I think it must be true that after signing 3 years of Aubameyang and 3 years of Willian, Arsenal could be willing to let Lacazette go, because they see they have Martinelli, they see they have Bukayo Saka, and I don't think Arsenal can afford Willian, the wages of Willian, and then the wages of Aubameyang, because all those are increased wages, 150k and then 300k per week. So I think Arsenal could be on the way to let out the man himself, Lacazette. It has appeared in the news today, and I ignored it. I said no, my hands are clean. I'm not doing this. I love Lacazette. I want him to stay, but it could be that he's going to be leaving the club. Most certainly, because I'm just looking at Arsenal buying players without spending by the fact that they were affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. It can't happen. Guys, it can't happen. So I know Willian is going to join, but Lacazette must leave. I think Lacazette is going to leave, and one other key player at Arsenal. But I think this is a mistake. If Arsenal really want to convince us that they want to come back to be the club they were or they want to be under Mikel Arteta, you have to keep your best players and you have to add more quality. But still, I think when Lacazette leaves, Aubameyang is going to play more regularly as a number 9. Then Willian will occupy the left. Pepe will be on the right. It will be a super squad. Let us wait for other updates. Like I said, if Fabrizio Romano confirms it, it is a done deal. And of course, if Kosi Media does it, then it is roaming around. Of course, you know that whenever I find a story roaming around the streets, I grab it and bring it here and we discuss it, because that is the nature of my show. Why not? It has been written by the Sky Sports and Fabrizio Romano. So you can choose to believe it. You can choose to wait for next week. I'm out of this place. I love you all. Big up.